moving on, we have an email query now. Peter Mark says that he bought a flat in 1990 for 10 lakh rupees. He gifted it to his brother in 2000 when he left for the USA. His brother gifted it back to him in 2005 when he returned from the States. Now, currently, he's gifting it back to his brother again since he's moving back to the States. He wants to know what the cost of the flat for indexation purpose will be. If the property was inherited, then how will indexation be done? He inherited a property from his father who inherited it from Peter's grandfather. That's a lot of gifting in this particular issue. What would you say, Suresh? I would say just go to a tax consultant and get it over with.
Yeah, so I mean, obviously there are multiple gifts.
Which is why he's come to you.
Which are going back and forth. But the point is, in the case of the gift of any property, the cost which is there to the previous owner is taken as the cost of acquisition. It is not taken as nil. It is taken as whatever was the cost of acquisition to the previous owner. And if the previous owner himself received it as a gift, then you go to the further previous owner. So eventually you will go to the first person who acquired in the whole chain. That is the grandfather. So that is a separate question. I presume that is an inheritance question, whereas the gifting apparently was done in 2000 first time by him to his brother, and then brother gifted back, and then he has gifted back, and now it is coming back. So I presume there are 3 or 4 gifts. The point is, whoever acquired in the first place, whatever is the cost of acquisition for him will be taken as the cost, and whatever is the period of holding. So right from the year 2000, for example, you will get the indexation for the period of 16 years. And so entire period of holding will be considered. So it simply goes back to the cost which was paid by the original acquirer and the period for which it has been held during this entire period.
Right. So essentially in Peter's terms, it would be 1990, he says, he bought the flat. So that would be the year from which he has to calculate indexation. But here I think, Suresh, there is the tax laws changed, right? So when does he actually have to calculate indexation from now? Because it's a 1990
yeah, so 1990 still, unless the property was acquired prior to 1981,
1980, right.
So I think, you already have a second question that in the case of the father and grandfather. So apparently the property which is inherited from father and father in turn inherited from grandfather. Again, there is a similar provision there that even in case of inheritance, you go back to the original cost of the person who bought. So in this case, grandfather, whatever cost he bought, and in case he bought the property prior to 1st April 1981, which might be the case, given the sort of long sort of history, then you take the market value as on 1st April 1981 as the cost, and then you apply the indexation, till the year of sale. So that is how basically it will be calculated. So entire period of holding by the father and grandfather will be considered. The cost will be considered whatever cost was paid by grandfather, or as on 1st April 1981 in case the date was earlier than that. And you will get the full benefit of indexation.
Right. So Peter, that's your answer. 10 lakh rupees in the case of the property that you bought, and 1990 would be the date that you need to consider for indexation. In the case of the property that you inherited from your grandfather, the year in which your grandfather bought that property, or 1981, which is when the laws actually changed, that will be taken as the indexation. And if he had brought it before 1981, then you have to take the market value of the property in 1981.
You can watch live TV on our website mpnow.in. Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/magicbricksnow. And don't forget to click the like button. You can also follow us on Twitter at magicbricksnow. To stay updated with all our programming, hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel by logging on to youtube.com/magicbricksnow.